Hi, good morning, friends. My today's topics is on basics of pattern making, allowances in foundry. So this is a very important topic so far as the foundry technology is concerned. I am Tapan Roy, foundry technologist, and I will explain you the basics of pattern making allowances in foundry. Before going into the detail of pattern allowances, what is pattern allowance? Whenever you are making some castings, we can see that first of all, we have to make a pattern, you have to mold it, and ultimately you have to take out the pattern from the mold cavity to make some sort of impression. We have to close two molds, cope and drag. Finally, you have to pour the metal through the through a proper channel so that the metal can fill up the cavity, and ultimately we will get a solidified castings. So pattern is that tool which helps to form that cavity. So pattern is always of the same shape but not the size, a little bit bigger than the castings. Pattern allowance is a vital feature as it affects the dimensional characteristics of the castings. Thus, when the pattern is produced, certain allowances must be given on the size specified on the finished component so that the casting with the particular specification can be made with proper dimension. So the selection of correct allowances is very important. Otherwise, you cannot get the proper dimension shape of the casting. There are basically five types of allowances. Number one, shrinkage or contraction allowances. Number two, draft or taper allowances. Number three, machining or finishing allowances. Number four, distortion or camber allowances. And number fifth is the wrapping allowance. Now, first I will discuss about the draft or taper allowance. What is that draft or taper allowances? We can see whenever we will try to take out something from the sand, it requires some sort of uh, force. If the surfaces of the particular object is smooth, it requires less force. If the surface is perfectly vertical, it requires more force, but if it is a little bit taper, so it will take less force. So in the same way, whenever we will take out the pattern from the mold cavity which is made of sands with binder, the sand will try to grip the pattern. So whenever the surfaces of the patterns are perfectly vertical, it is very difficult to take out the pattern from the mold cavity. But instead of the left hand side show the pattern with perfectly vertical uh, sides. But in the right side, you can see with draft, it is a little bit taper. I mean, some angle is there, some draft is there, and the pattern can be easily withdrawn from the mold cavity, can be taken out easily. So this draft, how we can determine the draft? It based on the height of the pattern. The bigger the height of the pattern, I mean, much more draft is required to take out the pattern easily. If we cannot give that draft, what will happen? The mold will break and we will not get a good quality mold. The shrinkage or contraction allows. Most of the cast metals shrink or contract volumetrically during solidification. I mean, whenever it is in a liquid state, it will try to solidify during solidification of the casting, and whenever it will come to the solid state, it will shrink, contract, the volume will decrease. Now there are two types. One is liquid shrinkage. It refers to the reduction in volume when the metal changes from liquid state to solid state, and that is called the and that is at the solidus temperature. To account for this shrinkage, riser is required. So the first type of liquid shrinkage can be taken care by the feeder or riser. That part I will discuss in my next training program. The second part, the solid shrinkage, which is from elevated temperature, higher temperature to normal temperature, ambient temperature. I mean, suppose the metal solidifies at 1100. After that, the metal is in solid state, but it is at higher temperature. And whenever it will come to the room temperature, in between that stage, I mean 1100 to room temperature 28, 30 or 40 degree, there is a particular shrinkage or contraction that is called the solid shrinkage. So it also differs from material to material. Grey cast iron, it's for 2 feet it will be 0.125 inch per feet, 2 feet to 4 feet like 0.105. For cast steel it is also different, but it is more compared to grey cast iron. So shrinkage allowance is more in case of cast steel compared to grey cast iron. Okay. Third point is the machining or finishing allowance. This is also important. Sometimes we have to make the casting as per the requirements of the customer. At some area, customer needs very flat surface which cannot be achieved by normal casting process. So we require some sort of machining to make that casting perfectly smooth and even. In that case, we need some sort of machining stock to be added at that area. It is generally ranging from 4 to 5 millimeter, and mostly we are trying to make put that extra machining stock at the top of the casting, because all the sands, slags are trying to float up at the top of the mold, so it can be easily removed by the machining process. There is another fourth type of allowances that is called the distortion allowance, and which is very peculiar type, because during solidification we can see if it is a very thin walled casting, so it has a tendency to warp, bend, because the distortion in casting may occur due to internal stresses. These internal stresses are caused on account of unequal cooling of different section of the casting and hindered contractions. Measures taken to prevent that distortion is that we have to make some sort of cambering on the opposite side, so that after this uneven contraction or distortion, it can be a straight part. Providing sufficient machining allowance to cover the distortion is another point, and providing suitable allowance on the pattern called the camber or distortion allowance, that is the inverse reflection, you can say. If it has a tendency to bend downward during solidification, we can make some inverse, any opposite bend, so that during solidification it will be a straight part or flat part, right? So these photographs are self-explanatory. The last one is the wrapping allowance. Whenever you will try to take out the pattern from the mold cavity, what will happen? It will the mold wall will try to grip the pattern. So sometimes draft allowance is not enough to take out the pattern. So what we'll do, we'll blow on the mold box or the core boxes, so that sand will try to release from the sand grains, try to release from the pattern surfaces. So a little blow is required, that is called wrapping or seeking, is required on the mold box or core box to take out the pattern from the mold cavity. Okay, that is called the wrapping allowance, and it is explained here in this part. So in a nutshell, I can say there are these, if you can take care of these 5 allowances from the pattern, you can make a good quality casting. Now for any queries or questions, please feel free to contact me. I am Tapan Roy on my number 98367 or roytapan19@yahoo.in, or alternately you can email me also another number, another email ID, tapan.roy@texmaco.in. Thank you very much for your viewing my video. Thank you.